Mexico and the MXGP of Lyon, the penultimate round of the 2015 FIM Motocross World Championship. The first winner when we came to Mexico and Guadalajara was Antonio Cairoli, taken at first and a third. But when we came here to Lyon a year ago, it was Gauthier Paulin on the Kawasaki who picked up a fourth and a win to win the final Grand Prix of the season. Coming into this penultimate round, though, Romain Febvre has already taken the MXGP title after clinching it in Assen last time out with a fifth and a first. But behind him, the battle for second is very much on between Gauthier Paulin and Evgeny Bobryshev. The Frenchman 37 points clear of the Russian. And with Tony Cairoli absent this weekend, Sean Simpson, who was the winner last time out in Assen, will look to strengthen his grip on fourth place, but will have one eye on the former red plate holder Max Nagel, who continues his fight back to full fitness after his earlier season ankle injury. Here's where we are in the world, in Lyon. We're about 1,800 meters above sea level, almost 6,000 feet. Good job that those guys have brought their umbrellas, because that's to protect them from the sun that's trying to burst through the clouds here. But we are told around about 3 o'clock local time this afternoon, we might expect a little bit more rain here. So just in time for race number 2. Right, Lisa Leyland is down on the grid. And interested to see who she is. But anyway, here is Lisa. She's down on the grid now.
Hello and welcome to the start of the first MXGP race of the day. And I have a funny feeling this one's going to be an eventful one, judging by the first MX2 race we had. Now, firstly, I just want to speak to Evgeny Bobryshev. Hi. Difficult conditions out there. We saw from the first race just how tough it is on the bikes, how tough it is on you guys.
Yeah, looks, the problem is the mud is thick, so helmet, boots, the bike will be really heavy, way heavy, double like than it's now. Yes, nothing much to say, just need consistent race, no crash, and stay out of the muddy.
Yeah. And in terms of your championship, I guess at this stage you just need to keep putting in those solid laps, and you could wrap up the championship in third position. Would that be something that you're satisfied with? Yeah,
I do. It's 2 races to go. I don't want to say forward many things because like now the race is heavy, so I just want to try keep it my championship points in a good safe position, and yeah, finish in that place. It would be really good. I will be really satisfied.
Have a good race. Thank you for that, Bobby. It's Bobby saying all he needs to do is stay out the mud, but that's going to be pretty difficult. I'm going to speak to Jeremy Van Holbeek over here. Jeremy, I know at the start of the weekend you weren't feeling too great. How are you feeling at the moment?
It's better, you know. I've been sick the last days, but it's better. Yesterday I crashed in the start, but my riding was pretty good. So today is a complete different day with the mud and the rain we had. So it's all about the start. So let's see. Let's pick a good start and yeah, finish good.
Now, we saw from the first MX2 race, a lot of the mechanics had on the pit boards look after the bike. As a rider, how do you do that? How do you get the balance right out there?
You don't use too much the clutch and that kind of things, you know, high gears, all that kind of tactics, you know, like every rider knows.
Okay, well, best of luck. Thanks for that, Jeremy. Time now for MXGP Race 1.
Well, before we do that, though, let's take a quick look behind the scenes with DP19 Racing Yamaha. Well, he may be nursing a nasty arm injury at home in Italy, but for David Philippart's motocross is not just about being a rider. Since he started his own team in 2014, he's had a lot more on to occupy his mind at race weekends. But is he still feeling that pressure after 2 years as both rider and a manager?
It's the same now. 2 years to go is more difficult than now. Now everything is more easy. I know better my team, I know better my sponsor. The first year maybe it's more easy because just me in the rider, no? In the bike. This year with Andrea it's more a little bit difficult because we have some race in Italy, different day. this part of the season is difficult. But I'm so happy to start my team 2 years ago. In this moment, I think so is the best solution and best moment in my life.
Well, there's still fight in the old dog yet, as he showed at his home Grand Prix in Maggiora, when he led the race and finished just a single point from the podium. On top of that, the role of team manager is something he has now grown into.
The team works for rider, no? And the first year is the step for me. The second year is to take one other rider, but not big rider, because it's so, you need much energy for one big rider. And with Andrea it's much easy for me. It's 1 to 5, the bike is no work a lot, and for the first year with 2 riders is the best, no? I think so. This year my speed is more fast than last year, because I have to train with Andrea, and Andrea is a rider, not the manager or mechanic and everything. And we go a lot training together on the bike. Last year my training is not good. I think in this moment my team have to start to European champion, and maybe my future is come back in the world champion with good team. But before I need step by step. No? I'm experienced in the MXGP now is 12 years, work in this MXGP champion. My focus is to help not the Italy, but all the rider.
Well, David Philippart's his DP19 Racing Yamaha not here this weekend, unfortunately. That arm injury, you saw the tape around his right elbow there, requiring further surgery. So the former world champion from 2008, David Philippart, will be at home watching, just like you guys. But Romain Febvre, though, as we mentioned earlier at the start of the program, is the new world champion. He took a 5th place and a 1st at the sand track in Assen. That secured him the MXGP World Championship title. So Paulin and Bobryshev still have to decide which one of those 2 Honda guys is going to take 2nd or 3rd overall in the championship. As it stands right now, Gauthier Paulin on 5.36. His teammate Bobryshev 4.99, 37 points further back. Sean Simpson is 62 further back in 4th place as well, and Tony Cairoli 21 points adrift, and then Nagel just 2 points back in 6th. But here's what happened in the MXGP qualifying race yesterday. Down the start straight, Romain Febvre pulling a whole shot, the first as the new world champion. He was also fastest in time training as well, but the 2 Hondas were right there in 2nd and 3rd place. Nagel gated well in 4th, Simpson was in 5th. But it became very clear that Romain Febvre just had one thing on his mind, checking out. Paulin, Bobryshev, Nagel, Simpson and Coldenhoff, they were your top 6 in the early stages of the race on what was a very dry racetrack. Indeed, perfect traction out there as well. And Romain Febvre in them brand new gold Alpine Star boots just led the way and led for all 13 laps in the qualifying race. Towards the end of the first lap, though, just did a quick check back to see exactly where the Hondas were. And as you can see, they were nowhere in sight. Paulin just did his best to park it there in 2nd position, but he is all too experienced to know that trying to go for the qualifying race win when you have a start straight that's 90 meters long and pretty wide and open, well, it's not necessary. Just bring it home in 2nd place. Adam Sterry, number 811 on the Wilvo Fort Rank KTM, in for Jake Nichols this weekend, riding a 350 KTM, was just ahead of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek at one stage. In 9th position, eventually Sterry came home in 11th, but Boutron and Ferris, they were having a few bar-banging moments out on track, and Boutron eventually went past the Australian, got himself into 10th, eventually came home in 9th place on the Marchetti Racing Team KTM. But then Todd Waters found himself coming over the brow of the hill towards a parked bike, in the middle of the track, and Todd Waters, who was in 8th position at the time behind Tyler Rattray, just landed, saw the bike, locked up the front brake over the handlebars, took his head out with his own front wheel. Marshall jumped out of the way, and the injured rider, just oblivious as to what was going on, just winded though he was. End of the lap, Waters came in, fresh goggles, went back out, rejoined the race, came home in 13th position. But Bobryshev hit the wall, a little bit of arm pump started to creep in to the big Russian's game. Simpson went through to take 3rd, and then Bobryshev then came under attack from Max Nagel on the Red Bull Ice von Husqvarna. German went through to take 4th, as Bobryshev dropped to 5th place. Nagel riding with damaged roll-offs right on the first lap. So whether it was a stone or a piece of dirt, just dislodged everything. But for Nagel, poor visibility for the entire race yesterday in the qualifying race. That was his move into 4th. And then, as you can see in the background there, the 259 Glenn Koldenoff also found his way through with about 4 laps to go. Bobryshev eventually came home in 6th place. But it was Roman Fevre, for the 3rd time this year, who took the qualifying race win. Paulin was 2nd, Simpson was 3rd. There's Joel Smets, rider coach for Rockstar Energy Suzuki World MXGP. Doing his best to make himself about 6 inches taller. Such is the nature of the ground here. Very heavy, very clay-like as well. But here's how the riders will go to the line. Roman Fevre, the new world champion, after winning the qualifying race yesterday, will go 1st, Paulin 2nd, Simpson 3rd, Nagel, Koldenoff, Bobryshev, Rattray, Van Horbig, Boutron and Ferris, with Adam Sterry 11th, Kei Yamamoto, Todd Waters, Andreas Benalaula, Alexis Garza, who was the 2014 Mexican MX1 champion, Eduardo Andrade, Donovan Garcia and Eduardo Martinez. Having a quick word with his mechanic there, Manuel. He was at the Monster Energy Yamaha Rinaldi squad when David Philippart was world champion. He's worked for this guy here, Gauthier Paulin, as well. Also when he was at Yamaha. Gauthier Paulin, though, and his English mechanic there, Roger Shenton. Considerably warmer now than it was at the start of the MX2 race. The sun's starting to come out. Sean Simpson and Dad Willie Simpson there. The Hitachi Revo KTM rider coming home in 3rd yesterday. Max Nagel, well, what's the bet on this guy pulling a hole shot on that Red Bull Ice von Husqvarna? Checking out, picking up the 25 points. These kind of conditions suit the Bavarian. Crowd starting to rise to their feet. There's Tyler Rattray. Well, his penultimate Grand Prix for Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. Of course, he'll get this round out of the way here in Lyon. And then we head to the USA for the Monster Energy Grand Prix of the USA at Glen Helen in a week's time. That will be his final race of his career. Tyler Rattray, the 2008 MX2 World Champion. There's Glenn Koldenoff. He came home in 5th place yesterday. Now sits 8th place in the championship, 33 behind Jeremy Van Horbig on the Yamaha Factory Racing Yamalu machine. Good qualifying yesterday for Jose Boutron, now riding a 450, of course. How pumped will he be to pull a foxhole shot in this first MXGP race? Well, we are about a minute away now from the start of this race. There's Todd Waters, pulls his Red Bull Ice von Husqvarna into the start line. There's Yamamoto, Adam Sterry, then the 17 of Boutron, Ferris, Van Horbig, Rattray, Bobryshev, Nagel, the 259 of Koldenoff, Simpson, Paulin, and Roman Fevre. Roman Fevre yesterday in the qualifying race, his corner speed in the sweeping corners was just phenomenal. Just got in and got on the gas and just cruised around nice and smooth, great throttle control. But conditions a lot different today. Overnight rain, not too many guys did go out and warm up. Roman Fevre was one of those guys, though, so too Kei Yamamoto. And the 15-second board has gone up, so we're getting ready to go racing here once more. 15-second board, turns to 5. Roman Fevre over there on the right-hand side, closest to the camera, gets a good jump, and Simpson leans on Paulin. It's Paulin who gets good drive. Oh, and Bobryshev runs wide, and so too. There's one of the local riders towards the back there, disappearing out of sight. from turn 2 to turn 3. Koldenhoff it is. Febvre second. Third is Ferris. And then fourth, Gauthier Paulin. Of course, we'll wait for confirmation. And Dean Ferris was the Fox Holeshot winner of the Will Star Factory Husqvarna, but he's been pushed back to third place already there, the 111. Simpson fourth, Paulin fifth. Bobryshev looked like he was alongside him in sixth as Febvre takes a look behind him to see what's going on there, but Ferris running wide. Paulin running up the inside because it looked like too many of these guys went out in the sighting lap either at the start of this race. So seeing this track for the first time. Oh, and a couple guys down there. 159, Eduardo Martinez, one of those. You see how quickly the track is drying out now, though. As Koldenhoff, Rockstar Energy Suzuki Europe rider, over the upon jump, far side of the track. Oh, was that Paulin or Bobryshev? It was Paulin getting bounced, and Simpson going through, and Ferris also looking to capitalise as well. So Ferris sandwiched between the two HRC riders, and Paulin getting it wrong again in the first dip there. Or was it Bobryshev getting it wrong? So Sean Simpson going after Febvre, just there in the blue, disappearing out of shot. Also going after Glenn Koldenhoff, the race leader. Dean Ferris, the Fox Holeshot winner, staying ahead of the 21 of Gauthier Paulin, but we'll let you know exactly where these guys are as soon as they come over the line. But we know that it's Koldenhoff leading the way. Oh, mistake there from Sean Simpson as he came in over that crest, but Koldenhoff leads, Febvre second. Here's Simpson in third, Tachi Revo KTM. Fourth behind him is going to be the Husqvarna of Dean Ferris, pulling a quick tear off. Febvre up on the pegs, going down past pit lane. Over the line for the first time then. Skies are blue at the moment. Koldenhoff, 1.2 seconds clear of Febvre. Simpson third, Ferris fourth, Paulin five, Bobryshev sixth, Boutron seventh. We're waiting for those guys to come through now. Van Hoorbeek seven actually. Waters is now in eighth. Boutron has been passed by Rattray. So Rattray goes ninth. Boutron has made a mistake in the final third of the lap. Koldenhoff's back end just side to side as he looks for traction, heading over the first of the Monster Energy jumps here. See the water laying on track in some places, and there's Simpson going all the way over to the right-hand side to find that dry line, and Febvre seeing it last minute, looking over his shoulder thinking, okay, who's that that I can hear, and who's that putting me under pressure when I necessarily don't want to be feeling the pressure at this stage of the race. But Max Nagel down in 16th position, so not getting that great start, but we're just being told that he's been and gone through pit lane, so possibly something like what happened in Majora at the end of the first lap where he fell, came in for new goggles and picked up points in the moto. But Sean Simpson, the winner last time out at Assen, took his second overall Grand Prix victory of the season, his third career victory, got himself up into fourth place. He'll be looking to capitalise on that, no doubt about it, but he's got the world champion just ahead of him, Romain Febvre. Not an easy rider to pass as he makes a mistake coming over that crest down into turn 11. But look at the lines that Simpson is using. Everyone else going wide and getting stuck in the ruts there in terms of how deep it was for the MX2 race, but just reeling in Romain Febvre as he went down towards turn 12, that off-cambered right-hander. Febvre just looking a little bit shaky as he crested the hill there. Febvre trying to go after Koldenhoff. I just need a couple of laps to settle down. And these riders as well, with the amount of mud on the track, just best sitting just off the rear wheel rather than trying to challenge. Just trying to conserve some of those tear-offs. There's Ferris going through in fourth place. Then Paulin here in fifth. Just needs to finish ahead of his teammate, really. He's got one hand on second in the championship, the HRC rider. Comes over the line now, but fastest man on track, Glenn Koldenhoff for 2:15.582. He's 2.4 seconds quicker than or clear of Romain Febvre. Simpson is third, Ferris fourth, Paulin fifth, Bobryshev in sixth place. There's Van Hoorbeek in seventh. Yamaha Factory Racing Yamaloop teammate to the rider in second place, Romain Febvre. Just behind them in 8th place is Todd Waters, number 47, Red Bull Ice 1 Husqvarna Factory Racing. Oh, and Paulin, well, I knew that he was taking that jump there, but he bounced. He was very short. Did he find a way through? Yes, he did. So he found his way past Ferris, taking no time to pass the Australian. And those rain clouds over on the horizon look a little bit murky, but just looking out of my window, they don't look as bad as they do on screen, actually. So we might get through this race without too many problems, and certainly, hopefully, no rainstorms. But the riders just trying to pick their way through. There's Waters all over the back of Jeremy Van Horbeke. So those two are going to be fighting over 7th and 8th place as they pop under the Ippon banner on that tabletop. There's the dry line around the outside that Van Horbeke is trying to utilize. Ferris once again, the sandwich between the two HRC guys, Paulin and Bobryshev. Bobryshev in 6th place. Todd Waters, this is where he fell yesterday in qualifying. Similar line to Sean Simpson over on the left-hand side. Right as we look at it, it's a slightly different route through here as well. That's very tight. Good line there, high and wide for high and tight for Todd Waters. And the Waters Husqvarna just looking like it's steaming a little bit there. So again, if he's parked right up the rear wheel of Jeremy Van Horbeke, mud kicking up off the back of the wheel of the factory Yamaha, right into the radiators. We've got wave jellos down past pit lane. Oh, Koldenhoff, the race leader, is out. He's got it wrong, going down pit lane. And it's a new race leader then, Romain Febvre. So Febvre, the Suzuki mechanics just look on and can't work out what's going on, but it's so heavy down there past pit lane and deep, long ruts as well. So Febvre, Simpson now 2nd, Paulin 3rd, Ferris 4th, Bobryshev is 5th. 6th now for Van Horbeke, Waters 7th. We're still waiting for, has Koldenhoff gone over the line? I think he may have just done so. So Romain Febvre all of a sudden then has clear track ahead of him and about 8.5 seconds behind him to Sean Simpson. And he has settled down. All right, let's take a quick look at the start. Wasn't the best reaction from Romain Febvre. Paulin and Simpson clearly got better drive. But Dean Ferris, it was, who was confirmed as the Fox Holeshot winner, kept it around the outside. Very, very tight though, Koldenhoff right with him. And there is Koldenhoff. So Koldenhoff is in 8th position. So all change then on lap 2. Give you a quick rundown as to what's happening as we look at Glenn Koldenhoff throwing away a golden opportunity there on that Rockstar Energy Suzuki Europe machine. Now trying to pick his way through some of the deep ruts, but Romain Febvre is who leads. Sean Simpson 2nd, Paulin is 3rd, Dean Ferris of Australia 4th, the Russian Evgeny Bobryshev 5th. Jeremy Van Horbeke has now been passed by Todd Waters, who goes 6th, so Van Horbeke down to 7th position. 8th is Koldenhoff, 9th is Adam Sterry, just finding his way past Tyler Rattray. So the South African and former world champion, there he is, Adam Sterry. Got Rattray just behind him there in the background. So Sterry then up into 9th, Rattray 10th. 225, one of the local riders, Eduardo Andrade. That's into the final corner. Boutron is in 11th, Kei Yamamoto 12, Nagel 13, Andreas Benalula is 14, Alexis Garza is 15. We just saw Andrade down there on the deck trying to pick himself up. He was in 16th, ahead of Donovan Garcia, Eduardo Martinez, and Romero Justiano. Here's Koldenhoff over the line then in 8th place. Fastest rider on track that time around, 2:16.3 was Sean Simpson, fastest lap of the race as well. 1/10 quicker than Romain Febvre, that gap now 7.1 seconds, but What a shame for Glenn Koldenoff. Over the Dragon's back, Paul Ann. Number 21, Team HRC. In third position. Over on the far side of the circuit, he is quite a way behind Sean Simpson now. 12 seconds in actual fact. And with a lap time of 2:20.7 compared to the 2:16.3 of Sean Simpson last time around. So you get some idea as to where Fevre and Simpson are getting their time from. 16.4 and a 16.3 for Fevre and Simpson respectively. But it's Simpson who was the fastest rider on track with the fastest lap of the race, lap time around on lap 3. So the track now really starting to dry out. There's Ferris, 111. Wilvo, Mastan, Husqvarna factory rider in 4th position, the Australian. Getting that foxhole shot. And keeping Gauthier Paulin in his sights. Through the first turn, though, number 24, Sean Simpson. Tachi Construction Machinery, Revo KTM. Normally relishes these kind of conditions. The tougher, the better. And Ferris has made a mistake, so Ferris down from 4th place. So on lap 5 then, Dean Ferris and Van Hoorbeek going through. So again, just down past pit lane. So Ferris crosses the line in 7th place. Was just behind Paulin, so it goes from 4th down to 7th. Does the Australian. Roman Fevre just has a lot of time on his hands. Look like the 159, Eduardo Martinez being pushed off the side of the track there. Fevre, again, responding to the threat of Sean Simpson, gets that gap back out to 8.9 seconds because he's with 2:15.1 compared to the 2:16.9 of Sean Simpson. One of these corners through here yesterday, Fevre was just so fast, so smooth. And then through here, over the next double jump. So the guys going single through there today with the ruts on the face of the jump and maybe quite a precarious landing area with deeper ruts as well on the other side. But Todd Waters closing in on 4th place of Evgeny Bobryshev here. So all of a sudden, the Red Bull Ice One Husqvarna rider, Todd Waters, takes a slightly tighter turn. See how that dry rut over there in the background where Bobryshev was. It might be drier, but as the race goes on, it gets deeper, it gets more choppy. Doesn't necessarily remain the fastest line at that particular race part of the racetrack, but he's got his head down, hasn't he? Todd Waters, remember he got 3rd overall in Maggiora in similar conditions earlier on in the year. His first and only podium in MXGP. Todd Waters, bike just still steaming, well, 16 minutes to go. I'm sure the mechanics will be looking at that and just tell him to nurse the bike home. There's Bobryshev in 4th place. So we've got HRC riders, Paulin and Bobryshev, 3rd and 4th, as they head down past pit lane. So Waters going after Bobryshev through the first corner. 2 4th place finishes for him in Maggiora that got him that 3rd overall. Save something, save engine before it was rubbed out. This is Alexis Garza, number 96, the 2014 Mexican champion. Already starting to get lapped here. 6 laps in. Looks over his shoulder, sees Bobryshev going around the outside of him. Does his best to stay out of the deep, heavy slot there, but innovative line there from Todd Waters. Just taking the shortest route through, getting on the gas and keeping Bobryshev more than in his sight, but after 5 laps and just under 15 minutes plus 2 laps to go, it's Febvre who is still around about 9.5 seconds clear of Sean Simpson. Simpson having a great end to the 2015 season. Paulin is third. 16 seconds further back. Then we've got Bobryshev in fourth, then Waters just here. So that's the battle for fourth place here. The red just going by Bobryshev and the white Husqvarna of Todd Waters in fifth. Van Horby about 9 seconds further back in sixth place. Ferris is now seventh. Koldenhoff is eighth. Sterry in his debut MXGP appearance for the Wilvo Fork-ranked KTM squad is in ninth. Tyler Rattray is 10th. Jose Boutron is 11th. Max Nagel 12th. Kei Yamamoto is 13th. Then we've got Andreas Benanaula, Alexis Garza, Eduardo Andrade, Donovan Garcia, Eduardo Martinez, and Romero Justinano. There is Sterry. Just wrapped up third overall in the European 250 Championship a couple of rounds ago. At the final round, of course, which was at Assen. Talking to Steve Turney yesterday and said, you know, he's quite a big lad for an MX2 bike, and obviously there's no pressure on him here this weekend. Adam Sterry. Actually, his build might possibly be beneficial to a bigger bike in the not too distant future, but just struggling to get through that off-cambered right-hander. Tyler Rattray closing back in on him on the Monster Energy Kawasaki, so this still for ninth place. And Ferris again coming in. So looks like Ferris was just overheating a little bit there, coming in for a bit of a pit stop. Was he? Oh no, he's been passed there by Koldenhoff while he made that pit stop. Only lost the 1 place though, did Dean Ferris, being pushed back down to 8th. Tyler Rattray struggling out of that final corner. Suddenly gets a little bit of drive on that Monster Energy Kawasaki, then tries to traverse the deep ruts at the end, but completely messing up and on the finish line as well, and cost him a serious amount of time. So Adam Sterry able to make 3 seconds on the former world champ then, just in the space of about 100 yards. So Adam Sterry then just giving himself a little bit of breathing space. And is that Sterry? Yeah, Sterry drops it. The yellow flags went out. Wasn't sure if there was a back marker already parked there, but it was Sterry then who made a mistake. So Rattray goes through. And Sterry did look like he'd got the bike fired up again. But looks like he's remounted in 11th. So Rattray going through, Nagel also going through. Here is Adam Sterry. You'll be disappointed with that. And Boutron all over the back of him as well. So suddenly Jose Boutron in 12th place. And Sterry won't know that he's there, but he looks across and sees and gets pushed back. So Boutron on the Marchetti Racing Team KTM. Obviously he has that momentum, and Sterry just trying to find that rhythm again after making that slight mistake in the left-hander. Turn 3, and again struggling through. Oh, that's back marker. Actually, here's Sterry now, the second rider in shot. As I said, there is a very clear line or two now started to appear. You need to stay on that, keep the wheels clean, keep the drive to a maximum. See how Sterry just getting bounced around in that very long, deep rut that was going almost about 80 meters from turn 11 to down to turn 12. That's the favored line. It's the shortest route across at an angle. But you can see how Sterry just getting caught out there, just running wide. Just needs to try and settle down here, does Adam Sterry. There's Max Nagel. Well, he should be in 9th place this time around, because I think he might have found his way past Tyler Rattray. And even Nagel struggling through the deep ruts past pit lane. So Fevre, Simpson, Paulin, Bobryshev, Waters, and then Van Horbik, Koldenhoff, Ferris, Nagel in ninth, but Nagel just getting it the wrong side of the rut there. But up on the pegs, manages just to keep it on two wheels, and Nagel now in ninth. Rattray did get pushed down to 10th. Boutron 11th, Sterry now 12th. Yamamoto is 13th. Is that one of the local riders, isn't it? 525, Andreas Benalala. So he was in 14th position when he crashed. Back with Nagel, though. Simpson. Ah, you're kidding me. Very lucky escape there from Sean Simpson in second position. "20 seconds down now on Roman Fevre, but Max Nagel still battling on. Nagel in ninth place. He is, well, that's a good, massive margin down on Dean Ferris at the moment. So just under 9 minutes plus 2 to go. Here's Roman Fevre, neatly doubling his way through the downside of the Dragonback section. Got him on the studio show yesterday on MXGP TV, of course. Newly crowned world champion Roman Fevre. One of the questions came in from one of our Twitter fans asking him, how do you think that riding Supermoto benefited your progression in riding motocross? And he just said maybe not so much, maybe apart from dealing with slick conditions, being able to drift into corners with more confidence and having that feel. Certainly we've seen it in hard pack circuits where he's taken Grand Prix victories, but maybe even more so here as well, where it's a little bit wet and slippery. Just has that little bit of a feeling. And either way you look at it, this kid has been the revelation, hasn't he, in his rookie season. Gauthier Paulin, 21 seconds down on Sean Simpson in third position. The HRC Honda rider is going to gain 2 more points over his teammate, so that'll take him 39 clear. They were tripling through there yesterday, getting good drive out of that far corner, turn 10. Paulin obviously knows the fight for the championship is over. He just needs to stay ahead of his teammate. Of course, he would love to win a race. Of course, he would like to win another Grand Prix. He knows he can do that as well if the roles are reversed in the second race. Of course, we don't know what the weather conditions are going to do a little later on in the day. We're told 3 o'clock, which is in about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. It's 1:38 local time here in the afternoon in Lyon. Oh, a little bit of a panic rev there from the 21 of Gauthier Paulin as he came in to land over that double jump, heading down towards the final corner just there. There he is. That part of the track more like enduro. As you watch the riders get up on the pegs, they're not really charging too hard, as again Paulin just getting a little bit loose as he comes over the line. 9 laps complete. Those clouds are starting to get darker over there on the horizon. And you can see when the riders do go offline how deep, how boggy it's going to be, how difficult it's going to be as well. But we should, well, there'll be an hour or more than an hour to prep the track if need be in between this race and MX2 race 2. But in a lot of places, the track looking all right at the moment. Just taking his time, Gauthier Paulin. So about 20 seconds down on Sean Simpson. Simpson coming into a rich vein of form in the second half of this season. Of course, 2 Grand Prix victories in the last 3 rounds. Simpson and the deep sand of Lommel in Belgium. He was 4th overall in Lombardia at Mantova in Italy. And then he was the winner last time out in the Netherlands at Assen. And since riding in the Czech Republic, hasn't been outside of the top 6. He was 2 6th-place finishes at Loket, 2 wins in Belgium at Lommel, a 5th and a 3rd in Mantova in Lombardia in Italy, and then a win and a 3rd in Assen, and now sitting 2nd position here in this first MXGP race here, MXGP of Lyon, round 17 of 18. Final round, Glen Helen in a week's time. The MXGP of the USA. Here is 259. Glenn Coldenhoff, he is up to 5th place now. So been gradually picking his way back up the leaderboard. He's found his way past Dean Ferris. Ferris, of course, in pit lane when Coldenhoff went through. But Waters has dropped down to 12th place. So Todd Waters then, who was running up there with Evgeny Bobashev. So this is probably why Coldenhoff then, in the last couple of laps or so, has found himself in that 5th place. Todd Waters making a mistake, being pushed down to 12th behind Adam Sterry and just ahead of Kei Yamamoto. But 4 minutes plus 2 laps to go. 3 corners from the line here. Glenn Coldenhoff, that right-hander. He was leading and then threw it away down here. We didn't see the crash, but we obviously got it wrong down here somewhere, but we've seen riders get it wrong through there during the race. Max Nagel, one of those riders who was arms and legs all through that particular part of the racetrack. Here's Boutron, number 17, the Spaniard. Closing in on Tyler Rattray. Not Richie Kawasaki, just here. Got the camera at turn 12. Todd Waters had a nice line here earlier on, didn't he? Nice and high, tight to the inside. Boutron's bike smoking just a little bit. There's Fevre coming in to lap them as well. So Romain Fevre then, with 3 minutes to go, is all over the back of Jose Boutron. Boutron in 10th place, Rattray in 9th, just ahead of him. And Romain Fevre and Rattray being passed there by Boutron. And that KTM, well, it might not last the distance. So down the inside, Romain Fevre laps Tyler Rattray, number 28. Going after the smoking KTM that is Jose Boutron. Fevre will know not to get too close. Boutron's looking behind, thinking, well, I had the blue flags already. And probably just thinking as well, why did he just hurry up and pass me? But that bike seems to have stopped smoking now, so maybe he just might have just gone through a puddle and had a load of water on the engine cases and one thing or another. But as he gets back on the gas, who knows, he might. Looks like he's riding without goggles there as well, Jose Boutron. Yeah, looks like it's starting to smoke again a little bit. And Romain Fevre just getting over the step down, over the far side of the circuit. So too does Berthier Corland. Fevre now 21.5 seconds clear of this guy, number 24, Sean Simpson, Hitachi Revo KTM, who was crowned champion, British champion for the 3rd time a week ago. Sean Simpson, back-to-back titles in the MX1 category, as they call it back home in England, but of course all riding these big 450 MXGP bikes. Definitely looks comfortable, doesn't he, Sean Simpson, despite being 21.5 seconds further back. See how the ruts just get deep and then square up, and the holes in the bottom of the ruts as well, making it very, very gnarly, very naturally out there. Real test of concentration and fitness. Simpson loves these conditions. So too, of course, does Romain Fevre. More than 21 seconds clear of the rider in second, Sean Simpson. So we've got a Yamaha lead in the way, Romain Fevre. KTM of Sean Simpson is second. The Hondas of Corland and Bobashev are 3rd and 4th. Suzuki of Coldenhoff is in 5th place. The Husqvarna of Ferris is in 6th place. 30 seconds on the clock. So it will be 3 laps to go, because it's not going to take Romain Fevre 30 seconds to get from where he is on track, just ahead of Simpson, and over to the finish line. In fact, he goes through now, so about 17 seconds, 16 seconds on the clock, Romain Fevre. So 3 laps to go in MXGP Race 1. Romain Fevre, Yamaha Factory Racing Yamalu, is on course to pick up Another race win here in 2015. Already got 12 wins under his belt. Winning the title with that 12th moto victory at Assen. But it was Sean Simpson who took the overall Grand Prix win that day, 2 weekends ago, with a first and a third. Here's Jose Boutron, still there in 9th place. Marchetti Racing Team KTM on the 450 since Mantova. 2 Hondas all of a sudden. And there are no team orders, of course. We've heard that on many occasions from Roger Harvey, General Manager HRC MXGP. And Paulin all of a sudden coming under attack from his teammate in that battle for 3rd place. So Paulin there, 21, and the 777 of Evgeny Bobryshev. 3 laps to go for the Frenchman and the Russian. Both getting over the big step up over the far side. On as well. The Russian comes into land. Evgeny Bobryshev. He's got his eyes fixed on his teammate, number 21, Gauthier Paulin. As they work their way round the backside of the circuit, through the Dragon's Back, through the waves that continue all the way through that very long turn 8. Paulin just starting to leg his way through. Both these guys more than 6 foot tall. Chief technician there, Marcus Breakers. Paulin will be the first rider to attack the back markers ahead of him. Bobryshev will use that to his advantage, no doubt. 2-lap border's gone out. Roman Febvre already over the line with a 2:17.4 last time around. Waiting for Sean Simpson to go through. Sean Simpson on the Hitachi Revo KTM. Still yet to cross the line. As Paulin looks to have responded to the threat from his teammate, only ever so slightly though. So 27 seconds down, Sean Simpson, with a 2:21.5 compared to the 2:17.4 of Febvre. These guys last time out, a 24.3 and a 21.5 for Paulin and Bobryshev. Paulin just legging his way through that final corner. But no threat to Sean Simpson. What about Bobryshev? What can he do about his teammate here? 37 points the gap between them at the moment. That will come down to 35. Should Bobby find his way past Paulin. Remember, there'll still be 75 points on the board. Oh, Paulin. Oh, he has gone down. The back end got very loose on Paulin from the back camera angle. It looked like it was a moment. And as he came into land, and then when we went there to the front shot, Paulin was down and picking himself up, rejoining the race. So Paulin then out of 3rd place with 2 laps to go. He will now try to refocus. Those bars will be a little bit bent, but nothing to the standard that Roman Febvre's were after his big crash in Maggiora. Just got it short on the landing. He's lost his right handguard as well. But as he took off, he looked like he was short. The back end bounced and came around on him and threw him down in a much similar fashion to Tim Geiser in the early stages of race 1. In MX2. Different part of the racetrack then as well for Geiser, but Roman Febvre, though, already on his final lap. Once again, another majestic display from the Frenchman. Looking at picking up race win number 13 here. in this first MXGP race, MXGP of Lyon. Bike's just working absolutely perfectly for him. Never been in a hurry. The first couple of laps he was just taking good looks around him, seeing what was going on around and see who was where. Didn't want to take any risks early on. The track has started to dry out. It's started to come back to him. And he's just got his head down. 2:16.3 last time compared to a 2:21.7 of Simpson. Simpson obviously though just cruising around. He knows he had time in hand. Over Evgeny Bobryshev and Gauthier Paulin. There's Rattray there just being lapped in the background, so Rattray now being lapped by second place rider Sean Simpson. Might just have been the only mistake that Sean Simpson's made there, just getting hung up in that rut, but here is Simpson. Getting ready to pick up Romain Febvre though. He's not too far away from the finish line, surely. He's going to be working his way down the final straight any moment now, I would think. Romain Febvre, here he is, out of the corner. Double, Max Nagel just ahead of him in the final turn, just to give you some idea. Nagel in 8th place. So Febvre out of the final corner, down past pit lane for the final time. And the 2015 MXGP World Champion celebrates with a win here in race 1 with a heel clicker. So Febvre on fire again here, this time in Lyon. Here's Sean Simpson just cruising. He would have saved himself for the second race, I'm sure. Of course, we don't know what the weather conditions are going to do a little bit later on. They might get wet, they might stay dry. I'm told in just over an hour's time or so, rain could be on the way, but if we get it, the riders will deal with it. There is Boutron. See how wet and sloppy it is as they go down past pit lane area. Just the one line as they come out of that turn, pretty much one rut out of that final corner. That is the race line, so that rut's got deep, and as it's gone down the straight, it's gone down through all the muddy stuff. Simpson, though, over the line in second. And it gets very difficult to get out of that rut, so the riders then just end up staying in that rut. But anyway, Simpson over the line in second. We wait for Evgeny Bobryshev, who will cross the line third, hopefully. But here's our race winner, Romain Febvre. Get ready to speak to Lisa Lane.
13th race win for you. Not the best start, but you took full advantage of Koldenhoff going down there.
Yeah, you know, my start wasn't so good, but the first 2 corners I can make some pass, and I was second behind Koldenhoff, and I tried to find my pace, my line, and everything, and he made a mistake. So I took the lead, and then I finished, I think, with 30 seconds on the lead. So that's good. You know, I cannot thank the team enough. They did a great job every day, and it paid off so much. So we get already the title, but the goal is to win here in Glen Helen.
Good luck for the second moto. Thank you.
Romain Febvre takes the first race win here. Round 17 MXGP of Lyon. Does it with considerable ease as well. The 45 seconds that it shows on our timing screen, clear of Sean Simpson, doesn't necessarily tell the full story. Simpson backing off on the final lap because he knew he had 30 seconds or so over Evgeny Bobryshev, who found his way into third with 2 laps to go after Paulin fell. But race 1 belongs to Romain Febvre in Yamaha Factory Racing Yamalou. So we'll give you confirmation then of MXGP Race 1. But it was the 13th race win of the year for Romain Febvre, Yamaha Factory Racing Yamalou. Sean Simpson on the Hitachi Revo KTM came over the line in second. Third was the HRC rider, Evgeny Bobryshev, ahead of his teammate Gauthier Paulin in fourth. Paulin throwing it away with 2 laps to go. His teammate was closing in on him at that time, though. But Koldenhoff was fifth. Confirmation coming up now. Fevre, Simpson, Bobryshev, Paulin, Koldenhoff, your top 5. Dean Ferris of Australia was 6th on the Wilvo Astan Husqvarna. Yamaha Van Horbit was 7, and the Revelize one Husqvarna of Max Nagel was 8th. Marchetti Racing Team KTM Boutron 9, and behind him in 10th place, the Monster Energy Kawasaki of Tyler Rattray. Todd Waters was 11th, and the Wilvo the Wilvo Fort Rent KTM of Adam Sterry was 12th. The championship looks like this. Nagel now to 5th. We always figured that he would find his way past Kai Rowley, who is not making a return to action until next week. Todd Waters now ahead of DeSalle, moves up to 9th. Well, the gate dropped, and it was Gauthier Paulin who charged the line, but it was Dean Ferris who grabbed the foxhole shot. He ran wide, but it was Glenn Koldenhoff, Roman Fevre, and Ferris who emerged in the top 3 as they came through the first 2 or 3 corners. Very heavy racetrack after overnight rain, but these guys already start to find a dry line after the MX2 guys went out on track. Paulin got himself into 4th ahead of his teammate as Sean Simpson just ran wide. He then took advantage as Paulin went wide, took Ferris with him. Koldenhoff crashed out of the lead on the end of the first lap. Got himself back into the race in 8th position as Gauthier Paulin was doing his best to close in on Simpson and Roman Fevre. Then Dean Ferris fell. On lap 4, he went from 4th to 7th, but up front, Roman Fevre, capitalising on that mistake from Glenn Koldenhoff, just started to pull clear of Sean Simpson in that 2nd position. One of the local riders having one of his little moments. Wasn't the first time, as Fevre riding faultless in this first race. Adam Sterry, well, he battled on. He was running up in 9th place with Rattray behind him, found his way through, but then he went down from 9th to 11th on lap 7. As Max Nagel battling from a poor start, he came in at the end of the first lap to change goggles or maybe even gloves. Rode his luck a couple of times, but the German eventually coming home in 8th place behind Jeremy Van Horbit. Koldenhoff, after picking himself up in 8th position, got back to 5th by the time the checkered flag fell for the Rockstar Energy Suzuki Europe squad. And Jose Boutron was on a charge as well. Got himself up to 9th by the time the checkered flag fell, eventually finding his way past Tyler Rattray. But Roman Fevre was just in a different class. Had found his way onto the rear wheel of Jose Boutron to lap him, so he was well inside the top 10. Was Jose Boutron. Paulin, though, started having problems, rode his luck, and then crashed about a half a lap later, allowing his teammate through into 3rd. Paulin eventually coming home in 4th. But it was the 13th race win of the year for Roman Fevre, who celebrated with a heel clicker. Sean Simpson was 2nd, Bobryshev 3rd, Paulin 4th, Koldenhoff was 5th. And a foxhole shot went to Dean Ferris by about a half a bike length over Glenn Koldenhoff. So Dean Ferris, the Wilvo Astan Husqvarna factory rider, picking up the foxhole shot here in race 1 at Lyon. Nagel still leads the way though on 9, Kai Rowley on 6, Fevre on 5. Machine's going to work at turn 2 then, which is the right-hander, the long sweeping right-hander. Well, as though the track crew get to work in readiness for MX2 Race 2. We're going to take a break for about an hour or so, but when we return, it will be for MX2 Race 2. Hope you can join us then. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later on this afternoon. Bye for now.